You ever spend all this time crafting what you feel is the perfect, really inspiring post for LinkedIn, only to get crickets? Just silence? It's a super common frustration. You know you've got valuable stuff to share, but for some reason, it's just not landing. Well, you are in the right place. We're going to build your new action plan, step by step. So let's just dive right in.
And this quote right here, it just perfectly captures that feeling, doesn't it? It's that frustrating gap between all the effort you're putting in and the results you're seeing. So let's work on closing that gap, starting right now.
Yeah? If that sounds painfully familiar, you're going to want to stick with me. Because the first step to fixing this isn't just to post more. No way. It's to figure out why your current posts aren't working in the first place. So, let's diagnose the problem. So, before we can even think about building your new strategy, we have to take a good, hard look at the old one. Think of this as a quick checkup for your content. We're going to use a really simple but powerful self-diagnosis checklist to pinpoint exactly why your posts might be falling flat.
It almost always boils down to one of these three things. Number one, are you speaking to everyone? And because of that, you're really speaking to no one. Number two, are you posting about marketing analytics one day and your weekend hiking trip the next? Because that can really confuse your network about what your core expertise is. Or, and this is a huge one, is your opening line just weak? Is it failing to grab anyone's attention? Be really honest with yourself as we go through these.
And wow, this visual, it nails the point, right? A weak opening is vague. A thought on leadership. It asks the reader to do all the work. But a strong, super specific opening, it instantly signals who the post is for and exactly what value they're going to get. It is a total game changer.
All right, diagnosis is done. Now for the really fun part, the solution. Our first core strategy is a big one. It's to stop trying to just inspire people and to start teaching them. Let's look at how you can provide undeniable value by just adopting the mindset of a teacher. Okay, the Teach Me post. This is going to be your most powerful tool. Seriously, it completely shifts your content's focus from, hey, look at me and what I've done, to, hey, here's how I can actually help you. When you teach, you're not just sharing information. You are building your reputation as the go-to expert, and you're earning trust with every single post. So you might be thinking, okay, where do I even start? Well, it's actually way simpler than you think. Your best content ideas are literally hiding in your everyday conversations. Just think about the questions that keep popping up in meetings or over coffee. That right there, that's your content goldmine.
And check out how this works in the real world. A huge, kind of intimidating question like, how do we get our team to be more innovative, is actually a treasure trove of content. You don't have to answer it all at once. Each of those smaller pieces, aesthetics, form, function, is a perfect, bite-sized Teach Me post. Just remember, on LinkedIn, specificity is your absolute best friend.
Okay, here's another one for you, and it's a really powerful source of content. Your own experience. Think about the stuff you learned the hard way. What do you wish you knew 5 years ago? Sharing that wisdom is an incredible way to connect and provide genuine value, especially to people who are just a few steps behind you on the path.
And are you noticing the pattern here? It's all about that specificity. How to network is just generic. It gets ignored. But how to network internally when you only have 5 years of experience, now you're talking directly to a specific person about their specific problem. That is the kind of content that gets saved, gets shared, and gets remembered.
All right, this last prompt for the Teach Me strategy. This is the one that really positions you as an expert who's seeing around corners. You're not just a reporter sharing the news, you're an analyst connecting the dots for your audience. You're answering that all-important question, what does this huge industry shift actually mean for them?
So the key takeaway here is pretty simple. Don't just be a reporter. Don't just share the headline. Anybody can post that new tariffs are coming. Your value is in explaining the so what. How does it actually impact your audience's supply chain, their partnerships? That's the analysis and expertise that people will follow you for. All right, so strategy 1, it's all about teaching to build that authority. But strategy 2, this one's all about showing up to build real human connection. Let's talk about how to take your audience behind the scenes.
The goal here is all about generosity. You're giving people access to rooms and conversations that your network might not be in. And it doesn't matter if it's a small industry meetup or some huge conference, you become their trusted correspondent, sharing the key insights and the energy from right there on the ground.
And look, this doesn't have to be complicated at all. Here's a super simple 5-step plan to turn any professional event into a great content opportunity. It's all pretty straightforward, but I really want to call out step 5. Do not just post and ghost. Engaging with the comments, really adding to the conversation, that's where you turn a good post into a true community-building moment.
Okay, we have got the 2 big strategies locked in. Now, it's time to zoom in on the nitty-gritty details with a little rapid-fire Q&A to answer all your most common questions about how to actually get this done.
All right, let's talk tactics, the rules of the road. First up, how often should you post? Think quality over quantity. Somewhere between 1 and 4 really thoughtful posts a week is perfect. And please don't spam your network with more than 1 post a day. What about links? Yes, links are fine. Just make sure you write a few paragraphs explaining why someone should bother to click it. Timing? Just stick to normal business hours for your audience, Monday to Friday. Easy enough. And finally, hashtags and tags. Keep it clean. Use 3 or 4 relevant hashtags and just tuck them at the very end of the post. Simple rules, but trust me, they make a huge difference.
So, there you have it. That's the playbook. You now know how to diagnose the problem. You've got 2 incredibly powerful strategies, teach and show, and you have all the tactical details to make them happen. No more guessing, no more posting into the void. It is time to execute with confidence.
And I want to leave you with this one last thought, and it's absolutely crucial. Don't aim for the perfect post. Aim for action. Your real growth is going to come from experimenting, from practicing out in the open. So, my challenge to you is this. Open up LinkedIn right now and just draft 1 post. What's one thing you can teach or one thing you can show to your audience this week? Go do it.